flip to the Bears here. What do you make of their dilemma? And I say dilemma because Carolina is still winless and the Bears are still not good, and they still will have, we think, plenty of draft capital in the top 5. Their dilemma with Justin Fields, because the guy from the last 2 weeks is the guy that they hoped they were drafting. But they don't get that guy for a myriad of reasons every week.
Well, but they have gotten that guy the last 2 weeks,
Correct.
right? And that's the most recent sample size. You know, I know we want to talk about these things now, and we should. They played last night. I totally get it. But the beauty of this is it's going to declare itself.
Yep.
And what I would argue, Andrew, is if at the end of the year it still hasn't declared itself one way or the other, then it has. You know what I mean? Like, if at the end of this year you're not saying Fields is the guy, we want him moving forward, maybe even give him a contract extension, then they probably will strongly consider drafting someone again. I would just say this, with the way he's played the last 2 games and with the physical ability that he possesses, and by all accounts, he's a very smart young man, I guess I just don't understand. I mean, if he keeps playing even close to this, I think it's tough to move on from that, because how do you know if you move on that you're not getting Zach Wilson, or you're not getting Trey Lance, or you're not getting, somebody that's worse than Justin Fields. So if he plays, like the way he played the last couple games, I think you feel good about that and you build on it and you use your pick and use Carolina's pick on making the team better around him, like they did with DJ Moore, who, by the way, made a gigantic difference last night, obviously.
Do you think he was in on that would-be 4th touchdown? Did you get a view on the sideline from where you were?
No, and I don't really understand that. Now, we didn't see him go out of bounds at all, and I'm more focused on the field than I am the monitors, just because of the setup there, and you've been there. FedEx Field, you're kind of in the corner, and I never saw him go out of bounds. The officials are right there, so typically on stuff like that, I give those guys the benefit of the doubt. I guess I'm a little surprised. I'm not sure, how it works, Andrew, or what happened in the game. Did you guys at home, did you ever get a really good or definitive angle? It's like I saw him running down the sideline, but I never saw the white of the sideline.
We never saw that down the line sideline angle. We never did. And from the TV, from the normal angle that you see on TV, the DB's coming over, and the DB is blocking your standard view when DJ runs by. We never got the angle, and the conspiracy theorists online were saying, well, they don't want to show you the angle because they don't want to prove that it was an inadvertent whistle and prove that he really never stepped out of bounds. Kind of like Amari Cooper a couple of weeks ago against the Titans. He clearly was in bounds. They blew the whistle. They had the angle. Everyone and their uncle, Gene Steratore, can pipe in and say, awful call. That last night they were trying to avoid that. I do not subscribe to that. I don't think the craziness goes that far. The cover-up goes that far. The official said that he was out of bounds. So be it. But DJ thought he was clearly in bounds.
Yeah, you know what I think is crazy? That I don't know how much the TV guys, Al and Kirk, talked about this. I'm really surprised at the end of the game when it's 30-20 that on 3rd and 2 that the Bears threw the ball. I mean, first of all, that they threw it. And then secondly, Fuller had great coverage on DJ Moore.
Yeah.
I mean, Andrew, that was close to a pick 6. That was like 3 inches from a pick 6. Like, I couldn't believe they threw it. And then I couldn't believe Fields tried to make that throw. And then, DJ Moore ends up going all the way down for a touchdown. And he's got the huge night for fantasy and setting Bears records. But, I mean, that was a gutsy call by Getsy. And I would argue a reckless throw by Fields to even attempt that in that situation with Fuller sitting on that route.
Well, think of the disaster that's possible there, Ross. You said it could have been a pick 6. Justin has a little bit of a long delivery. Okay. He also kind of stared it down even with a quick drop. I mean, that had all the makings of if it does go back pick 6, here's why we don't like Justin Fields, right?
Yeah.
He stares the guy down. The ball doesn't come out nearly as quickly, whether mentally or physically, as it should come out. And then bam, it's a different ball game. But no, DJ Moore caught it. went through Fuller's hands. DJ Moore can high step those last 10 yards, and then everyone is happy here today in Chicago.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.